Captain Ibrahim Traore in Russia, after the meeting and the celebration, he had an opportunity of meeting the youths in a certain university in Russia, and he was able to speak out with them. And these youths were very happy for listening from Captain Ibrahim Traore. I want you to take your time and listen to this speech. It is one of the wonderful and best speech I've heard from Ibrahim Traore, and then I'll come back and talk about it.
I think it's important to reflect on the past few days. Just yesterday, we participated in the parade. And even before that, we were involved in various cultural events. But beyond just participating, we learned a lot. These experiences should push us to think more deeply about ourselves, about our future, and most importantly, about how to relaunch the African machine. Today, many people across the continent are fighting, not just for survival, but for sovereignty, for peace, for dignity. The Sahel, in particular, is a zone where these struggles manifest in the most violent ways. And in the face of such adversity, we must honor those who gave their lives. Those fighters who gave themselves body and soul and who now rest beyond our reach. They fought against neo-imperialism, against exploitation, against injustice. So I ask you now to observe 1 minute of silence in their memory. Let me take a moment to share something more personal. We are here at the University of Mendeleev. For those of you who studied science, you surely know this name. And for me, this name brings back memories. During my school years, we had students nicknamed after the scientists they struggled to understand, like Mendeleev, the speaker, and others. But I love science. I am a scientist at heart. So much so that even if I'm woken up in the middle of the night, I can recite the periodic table from memory. Chemical equations? I can balance them as if it were second nature. Thermodynamics? I've calculated standard enthalpies of formation since high school. It's not just theory, it's practice. And that's what we're missing. Practice. In our countries, we lack the laboratories that allow us to apply what we learn. Take war, for instance. We buy weapons, we buy ammunition, but the cotton used in soldiers' uniforms and even in gunpowder. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger all produce it. Yet we cannot process it ourselves. Why? Because we don't practice applied chemistry. Missiles, fuel, propulsion, these are all matters of chemistry. Russia is a leader in these technologies. Everyone wants their latest missile, the Orichin. But the real question is, do we know how to create this kind of fuel? Can we design the engine to launch such a device? This is why it's so important that you're here. Russia has produced great minds in chemistry, mathematics, and physics. Yet history has been distorted. We've been told that only others are strong in these fields. But now, history is correcting itself. The truth is emerging. We must recognize where true knowledge comes from and use it to strengthen ourselves. Because a country that is weak is a country that is destined to disappear in this world of predation. Only the strong survive. And strength today means science, innovation, and independence. Nuclear countries don't lose wars. Why? Because they control energy at the atomic level. We've all studied atomistics. You know that an electron striking a nucleus releases energy. But beyond the theory, can we enrich it? Can we practically harness that knowledge, even to the point of making 10 euros? That's the challenge before us. So I say this to all of you. Enjoy learning. Learn deeply. Learn practically. Because your countries need you. Africa needs you. As we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the victory over Nazism, let us remember not only the past but the path forward. through science, through strength, and through unity. In early 2025, a seemingly simple university visit turned into an international moment of African pride. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the transitional president of Burkina Faso, stepped into Moscow's D. Mendeleev University to a sea of applause, cheers, and chants. Videos went viral, news cycles shifted, and a message rang out loud and clear. Africa is standing tall, and the world is noticing. This moment was more than a diplomatic gesture. It symbolized a new narrative, a proud, assertive Africa, no longer apologizing for its past or waiting for validation. The chants of Son of Africa weren't just words, they were a declaration of unity, admiration, and defiance.
As cameras flashed to students chatted, it became clear Captain Ibrahim Traore had become more than a man. He had become a movement. What makes this moment so powerful is that it came from youths, from students, tomorrow's thinkers, leaders, scientists. It shows that Traore's influence is beyond the borders. In him, many young Africans see themselves bold, unafraid, and determined to reclaim dignity. When Captain Ibrahim Traore was in Ontario and left the University of Moscow, the energy was electric. African students studying abroad, many from across West African, Central African, Son of Africa, they chanted. The people's president echoed through the halls. This was not an ordinary state visit. The world was raw and filtered and deeply emotional. Many students waved the flags of Burkina Faso, Pan-African colors. Some cried, others chanted freedom slogans. For once, a leader from their continent was being celebrated not for pleasing foreign interests, but for standing up for them. Traore stood silently for a moment, hand on his heart, absorbing the moment. Then, with a raised face, a universal symbol of resistance, he saluted the crowd. In that instant, history wasn't being made behind closed doors. It was being shouted, sung, and claimed by African youths. Across the African continent, many young people feel disconnected from politics. Corruption, inequality, and dependency have caused widespread disillusionment. But Traore's rise and response to the trigger and collaborate suggest a powerful shift on the way. It signals that integrity, authenticity, and courage still resonates. Moments like this challenge the narrative of African helplessness. They show the world that Africans are not just victims or recipients of aid, but architects of their own destinies. Moscow's reception wasn't about Russia. It was about Africans showing solidarity on its national state. This is also a story about perception. For too long, African leaders have sought Western approval. Traore, by contrast, commands loyalty elaboration from the grassroots. His legitimacy has rooted action, not alliances. One of the most powerful alliances of this moment in Moscow was Allied United Nation and African purpose. Pan-Africanism, once sidelined by intro division and foreign agendas, is seeing a revival. Young people are connecting across borders to social media's education and shared ideals. Traore has become a Pan-Africanist symbol not because he seeks to be, but because others have made him one. His story reminds the continent the paralyzed not as an institution, but in collective wealth. The most is a symbol of this. A new generation taking ownership of the African narrative. Pan-Africanism is not about politics, it's about self-love, economic independence, and cultural pride. Traore's journey exemplifies all this. This story doesn't end in Moscow. It's part of the broader geopolitical shift where African nations are seeking new alliances, asserting their sovereignty, and challenging outdated power dynamics. Traore's presence in Moscow reflects a new kind of diplomacy, one not dictated by death traps or military influence, but by shared and respective interests. The world is watching. Western powers, uncomfortable with Traore's popularity, are recalibrating their strategies. Meanwhile, Africans are feeling emboldened. Whether through art, business, or politics, they are standing taller, working prouder. The idea is simple. Africa will no longer be spoken about. They will speak for itself. As the cheers in Moscow echoed across continents, one truth became undeniable. Ibrahim Traore has become more than a man. He's become an ideal. And ideas, when filled with purpose and people, are unstoppable. He represents an African that has refused to beg, an Africa that refuses to break. When it builds, educates, protects, and uplifts. One that doesn't wait for world to change, but changes the world itself. This is African Streamline, and I am Atamba Heti. Tell me what you think about on the comment section about this issue, about this speech that he just gave. I'll do my best to make sure I read all the comments and give a response where possible. For the returning subscribers, I salute you. If it's first time to be here, press the subscription button. That will be best. Thank you. God bless you.